Mexican communities are deeply divided when it comes to immigration and border security, and KOAT is listening to your concerns, which is why we're spending the entire year exploring these issues dividing our nation. In this week's Project Community series, Action 7 News reporter Marissa Armas tells us how migrants presenting themselves at our border are tracked when they enter the United States.
Migrant after migrant after migrant, many of them seeking asylum, presenting themselves to Border Patrol agents.
We need assistance and additional resources to manage the flow so that our partners at ICE, which is responsible for detention and removal of single adults and family units, can keep pace with our increasing flows.
When a migrant reaches a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility, they are processed, interviewed, and helped with legal resources. Some are detained in facilities, others are released until their immigration court hearing. But how exactly are these migrants tracked when they leave ICE custody? ICE's Alternative to Detention program oversees migrant tracking. The agency uses technology and case management to make sure migrants comply with release conditions and future court hearings. When a migrant leaves ICE custody, they have 7 days to check in at an ICE office in their final destination city. Migrants are also tracked using 3 different technologies: ankle monitors, telephonic reporting, and through a mobile app called SmartLink.
Bueno, a mí me pusieron esto en el pie.
They put this on my ankle to detect where I'm at.
29-year-old Gladys came here from Honduras with her 7-year-old daughter. She was placed on an ankle monitor after she left ICE custody. A spokesperson with ICE says these different monitoring technologies are given on a case-by-case basis. It also depends on someone's immigration and criminal history. Ankle monitors are usually given to adult migrants who are new to the country or those who are in immediate danger of deportation. These migrants also have higher levels of case management through ICE. Case management can include anything from home visits, office visits, or both.
They told me I can't work in the U.S. until after my immigration court hearing because there will be an officer or an investigator checking in at my home or to see if I'm trying to work in the U.S. They said I could get sent to prison.
Pregnant women, those with medical conditions, and children are exempt from ankle monitors. It costs just over $4 to operate a monitor every day. If a migrant isn't given a monitor, they may be signed up with a different type of tracking technology. While some migrants aren't given any type of tracking device, they are still required to appear in court.
Our courts tell us that 10 to 15% of Central American migrants have a legitimate asylum claim at the end of the process. Those people won't even see a judge now for 2 to 5 years or more to have that asylum claim adjudicated.
As of March 1st, there was nearly 98,000 migrants enrolled in ICE's Alternative to Detention program. Nearly 46,000 with ankle monitors, 45,000 in telephone reporting, and almost 8,000 who were monitored through the mobile app. The agency only has funding to support 100,000 participants. While ICE says they do their best to track migrants once they leave their custody, there are some immigrants who don't comply with the rules and go completely off the radar. For Project Community, Marissa Armas, KOAT Action 7 News.